Do, 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 do. This is that awkward moment when you sort of gotta sit around and wait and hope that you see the little red light go live. And here we are, live. Hello, how are you doing? Is that backing music too loud? Is my first question. How are things? Red Rocket Resellers in the house. How are you? First in. Look at that. Hello. How are you doing? Is that backing music too loud? Is my first question. How are things? So they've got a little bit more structure going on this time. Oh, I can hear myself. Let me just mute that. There we go. So I've got a bit more structure going on in this one. I think I've got some stories lined up, and I've set up my live streamer to give multiple camera angles because that's cool. And yeah, so that's going to happen. And we have, oh gosh, who knows what's going to happen. But, and I've got a drink. I've got a drink ahead of time now, so there'll be no interruptions this time, right? That'll be good. Well, look at that bell notification. How handy is that? What a week. Now, the biggest news of all for me is my channel has just hit over 10,000 subscribers. And in fact, as I am watching right now, I think I've gone, yes, I am now at 10,036 subscribers. So, awesome. I'm now in the 5-digit range, which makes me very happy, I must say. Although they haven't come to the live stream, it seems. It looks like so far it's just you and I, which is good. So I know, and I've also reached over 1 million views, So that's big. That's surprisingly big, which I'm very happy about. So there's so much going on in the world this week, from Donald Trump to the new Avengers film, to gaming news, to new TV shows. There is so much going on. Where do we even start? So I'm just sort of going to, sort of wing it for a few minutes and leave a few other people join, because you know what it's like. People are always tardy. They never come up. They never turn up on time, because how dare they? And yeah, let's just see. So Red Rocket, how have you been? How are things? I've funnily enough, I was talking to Nick during the week, and I have to try to stop swearing in my videos because there's quite a bit of sponsorship going on, and sponsors, sadly, not the biggest fans of swearing, you know, because they don't like swearing. So, you know. Oh, did you? Oh, let me have a look. I have to have a look. To be honest, I'll be honest. Yeah, you are right though. I am very hard to reach. The problem I have is I work full time a lot, and I'm recording and everything else that's going on. So I basically turn off my social media contact notifications because the noise is unbearable. I will have bings and beeps and bloops, and I mean, I just get so much notification stuff going on that I pretty much have to turn it all off. So I don't run Discord or Facebook Messenger. It's pretty much always turned off. Unless it comes through my phone, I tend to leave it off just because the noise is considerable. Oh, Lizzie Dean, how are you? How are you? Good. Hey, look at you coming in and doing all the chatty stuff. This is good to see you. Oh gosh, I'm a little bit burpy. Why is my camera got a... Are you guys seeing an odd crop on the left-hand side of the frame? That's a bit rude. What's going on there? I've got this new 4K camera, which we're looking at right now. But it's a little bit odd. It does this strange crop on the side of the video, and I have no idea why it does it. It's very well, rude, to be honest. Don't know why. Don't know why. Yeah, and you know, I swear, I do the swearing. I swear quite a lot, I'll be honest. I am quite sweary. So I try not to be sweary. I'm trying to not. What is going on with my camera now? I'm seeing all kinds of weird stuff showing up in the stream. Oh, we're back. Hooray. Yeah, so I'm trying to, yeah, there seems to be a bug in the firmware or something. It's supposed to be Logitech's new latest and greatest, fancy new. It's their Brio 4K streaming thing. But it's got this annoying stripe down the side, and I don't know why it's doing that. Who knows? So, Lizzie Dean, can you make Disney years? Can you make years like off of Disney World? You know, like Mickey and Minnie mouse years, basically. Can you make them? I'm trying to find some creators who do making of things with crafts, and I see a few people on SD doing creation, and it's really good. So I think people need to do more years, because they always seem to sell out as well. There seems to be a huge demand at the moment for custom-made ears, and I've got some designs in mind that I'd love to have them made, and I can't find a channel that explains how to actually make DIY mouse ears. So, you know, it's a nice word to say, ears, because everyone says years, but that's the wrong way of pronouncing it. Years is the frame of time reference with a Y, but ears, that's the listening things on the side of your head. Oh no, lag's not good. Lag is not our friend. Can you though, Lizzie Dean? Can you? Because I see people selling them, but they've always seemed to have sold out. They never actually seem to have any. They just seem to make one pair, and then that's it, and then they're gone, you know? So, you know, rude. Okay, let's see what is going... Oh! Ears! Exactly, with an E! No, Avengers... I wanted... Going on from, like, the comics and the movies and stuff from last week, I'm thinking of doing a show about how to read comics. Now, I don't mean how to read words and look at pictures, because most people can kind of do that. But I know a lot of people who would like to get into the Marvel comics, but don't really know what to do, how to go about it. Jules, Journey to Health, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Good to have you. Yeah, I don't. So I'm thinking of doing a show on the Marvel universe and how to read comics. You know, which ones to get into, because there's loads. There's absolutely loads. So that could be an option. How are you, Jules? Are you well? Haven't seen you for a while. I saw you commenting. That was cool. Oh, and that also reminds me. I did the Fabletics video went live. That was yeah. I still don't know about that one. It went up, but you know. Yeah. So what else have I got going on? Oh, makeup. Here's a bit of interesting makeup news that I found out. RuPaul is doing his own makeup line, which is surprising, with a company called Mali Beauty. Now, I've never actually heard of Mali Beauty, but yeah, apparently they're quite a well-known American cosmetics brand. Never heard of them, and I'm familiar with quite a lot of American makeup companies. Like, you know, I go to America a lot. Hey, whatever, I'm from the UK. I am. Yes. Why is your thing a key lock? Mysterious. A keyhole. Did you? I shall go and watch this. It hasn't come up. Have you published it yet? I haven't seen it go live yet. I haven't seen a little alarm bell, and you're on my alarm bell list of notifications. Yeah, so I might do a comic one, because I think people want to know. It's really hard, and the problem with comics in the Marvel universe is that they have a series which is kind of standalone. They're kind of out of canon. You have ones which, like the Uncanny X-Men, which run and run and run for ages, but then they'll often come to a complete halt, you know, and then they'll start again with like a new reality. There'll be different versions, different universe of the characters, and it can be really tough to get into. And everyone's going crazy about Infinity War right now, and it's going to be very different to the one in the comic. So I'm just thinking of doing a little show on this is the comic stuff, you know. You bought a pair of sports leggings today, Primark. Oh yeah, I know, those mesh bits are so nice. You know, I really like the mesh. The I like how it shows your skin tone to it. Funny enough, I was wearing the white, blue and pink one in the gym just today, and I recorded a video in it. And I got a little pink tank top that I wear with it too. And that's yeah, it's really nice. It really works well. So I do like the mesh. I'm a big fan of detail. Not gonna lie. I wonder why I didn't get an alarm bell then. That's odd. Jules. Why is this? I wonder, so speaking of Marvel, I think I could possibly cover the Mojo-verse, because that's quite good. And, because have you seen the Deadpool trailers? It looks as if Shatterstar is in it. And that possibly means that if they're opening up the Mojo-verse, if they even go down that road, then it allows for possibly a way for the X-Men to join the MCU. And I know they've said that's going to happen. But whether it'll be a complete reboot or whether they will just continue, because now that the X-Men are going back into the Disney crowd, and they have said that they're going to introduce X-Men into the MCU. Yeah, I wonder if it'll come in through Deadpool. I wonder if that's or if it's just, you know, Shatterstar's just in the show. I don't know. I digress. Yoga, you know, I've tried doing yoga and I do some basic stretches. I do a pigeon stretch and I can do a full lotus and a half lotus. And I can do a front and a side split, you know, a box split. But I don't actually do any proper yoga. So I probably should do. I'm very bendy. I have very bendy parts. So I'd like to do some yoga, but I never seem to have time. TNT, how are you doing? Oh, I thought you said you were editing your chicken curry then. That's an interesting approach. Oh, I fancy a curry. I'm going to have a curry after this show, I think. Or maybe I'll put a little poll up whether I should have curry or pizza. I really fancy a curry. And now that I've seen you've got a curry, I want a curry. Curries are good. Curries are really good. But I want a mild curry, not a hot curry, like a chicken tikka or a chicken korma or something. Good thinking. Curry's are my favourite food. I remember my very first curry was a chicken korma with a king prawn butterfly and pilau rice. And I was about 19. And it just rocked my world. It was the best thing I'd ever had. Yeah, I want a curry now. So, right then, so let's talk about YouTube, because I think everybody watching right now is a YouTuber. Sean Ruber, by the way, I always call you Sean, Sharon, I don't know why. Oh, did you like it? Well, see, here's the thing, I looked too serious in some of those poses. I was trying to do this whole, yeah, I'm pro, look at my pro posing. And they were not very, I'm not very pro on my posing, I'll be honest with you. But I got some tips coming from some posing experts, including professional models. So I'm gonna do a video about learning to pose, which, look, it's gonna go one of two ways, okay? It's either gonna be really funny, so there's that, or I will learn to pose. That's kind of, I know, either of those outcomes should make a great video, right? So that's the plan behind those. Yeah, curry does sound good, I'm not gonna lie. So, oh yeah, no. I mean, look, I like my bed, but bedbound, that sucks. Yeah, yoga, I mean, stretchiness and mobility. It does sound awful though. I can't even, because I sometimes get, you know, because of my moods, I can be really in a dark place sometimes, and I just leave me alone. But that's not the same. That's not physical. It's just because I'm Mardy. So, you know, that sucks. Oh, who has Netflix? Who watches Netflix? Because, and if you're like me and you quite like fairly dark shows, there is a new show just come out called Happy, and oh, it's so good. It's based on a Grant Morrison graphic novel from a few years ago, and it's so violent. And this is the guy who did Swarm. Now I don't know if you know Spawn. Now I don't know if you remember Spawn off of The Past. It was quite again a very, very graphic film, and this TV show is brutal. And it's basically about a extremely tough, almost superhero tough former cop who has now become an assassin. And right at the beginning of the show, I don't want to give too much away, but he's left for dead. He's almost killed. It's right at the beginning of the show. And when he's revived, he can see a blue flying unicorn. And it's like a cartoon flying unicorn. And he's the only person that can see it. And it helps him like solve crimes. Well, one crime in particular at the moment. But it is uber violent. It is absolutely insanely violent. I mean, the blood and gore and violence. So that's really good. So if you have Netflix, honestly, give this show a go because it's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. I've been having a great time with it. What's my astro sign? I'm a Cancerian, although I'm not a believer in the alignment of planets having anything to do with my mood, I'm afraid. I'm very empirical when it comes to the stuff that I believe. I am. Yeah, Happy. Watch Happy. Happy. Yeah. Well, no. Literally a comedy cartoon. I mean, the rabbit in Donnie Darko is just terrifying. So we're not talking that sort of scary. It's funny. And it's literally it's like a proper happy unicorn. It's insane. Yeah, watch it. It's a really, really good show. Really dark and bonkers. So my cats are meowing at me because apparently they're hungry. They're not. They're so for the cats of lies. They're lying cats. What else is going on in the world this week? Let us see what's happening. What's news? Oh, I've got some videos here, but I can't show them. I've got this video which I can't show because if I do, I'll probably get this show flagged. But it's all over the internet right now, and it's harsh, and it's one of these like you really shouldn't laugh because oh my god, it's harsh. But also we've kind of had this, you know, if you've been on the other side of this, you kind of think, well, justice. So there's this man sitting on a bus, and there's a little boy on the bus with him, and the little boy is kicking him, and the man doesn't like being kicked. So he picks up the kid by the neck, choke slams him, and then stamps on his head. Oh man, I can't show it. I really can't show it. I was going to show it. I've got like I can line up video clips to show, but I thought this will just get the channel. This will get me community striked because it is properly graphic. But if you Google it, if you want to see something and you think, what the hell? So that's happening right now. Also, there's a really good video doing the rounds. I'm torn here about doing these, dropping some reaction videos in. The trouble is, most of the reaction videos I get are really like dark or dank, and I don't know if I can show them without getting strikes. And I don't want strikes because strikes are bad. Oh, do you like my scrolly thing, by the way? I've been doing some extra graphics, so I've put some scrolling text at the bottom. I'm hoping you can all see it. I'm just playing around with OBS, trying to do some things. So well, yeah, Lizzie, it is a little bit of an overreaction because unless there's more to this video, the kid doesn't really hurt him, and the guy goes completely tonto. I'm like, oh, that's a bit harsh. So yeah, there's also another video going around with a little child getting run over by a car. What is going on? The internet is dark this week. Don't go on the internet this week. It's not nice. It's really dark things going on. This is all coming from Live Leak at the moment, and there's a lot of bad stuff. Let's talk about good stuff. Here's some really good stuff. Big, happy, good stuff. ABBA are recording again. ABBA are in the studio recording songs. And apparently they've recorded quite a few. And apparently they're good, and they're having a good time. Now, I like ABBA. I'll be honest, I think ABBA are cool. Cool? Maybe not cool, but I like ABBA. So having ABBA like doing songs again, yay! So that makes me happy. So that's good. I like more ABBA, please. So yeah, so that's happening right now. That's good news. Massive news in North Korea that he wants to be friends with everyone. What do we think about North Korea? What do we think about this? No, because here's a thing, right? And this may piss some people off. Nah, it happens. I think that as much as I dislike Donald Trump, and I really don't like Donald Trump, I think that the way he behaved with North Korea could have worked. It could have brought them to the table, because we've now seen this, right? I mean, we've seen North Korea has had a chat with South Korea. They've officially stopped the war, and North Korea has decided he wants a McDonald's. I mean, I'm probably, you know, abridging the story somewhat here by adding the McDonald's part, but basically he's asked for American investment. So what do we think about this? What do we think about this? Because I think that's good. I think that's good, because I mean, North Korea are crazy, and they've been friends with China for a long time, but I don't think China have been a particularly good friend to them. I think they've just used them. Now, the West will probably use them too, because, you know, that's what we do. But we aren't the good guys, which makes me sad. But we're not as bad as some of the bad guys, which makes me somewhat less sad. So I think, in this case, Trump nailed it. I don't know whether it was by design or whether he just chanced it. I suspect it's a little more of the latter. But yeah, so that seems to have happened. And yeah, maybe we'll have a McDonald's in North Korea. I don't know how anybody in North Korea can afford a McDonald's, because they've got so much poverty going on there. But baby steps. Baby steps. Oh, thank you, TNT. That's really good of you. This is what I like. This is what I like about... I mean, if we're on Brian's channel or Nick's channel or any of these shows, the amount of camaraderie and community that we have in these groups. And I think, you know, I know a lot of creators. I remember we're all in this together. So I think it's really good how everyone is trying to lift each other up. I'm very much a believer that you don't diminish your own flame by helping light somebody else's, you know. And I wish I had more. The problem I have though is I'm focusing on my own stuff, but I would love to be able to do more to help other people too. And I try to comment and like and share as many other channels as I can, especially the ones who are engaging and doing all the stuff, you know. Because since being part of this community, and it hasn't been that long, July last year, I think, I really started working with Nick. Everything has really started to pick up. And like I say, today, just an hour ago, I went over 10,000 subscribers. And this morning, I woke up to over 1 million views. Man, that happened fast. It seems like only a few months ago, I was celebrating reaching 4,000. So we seem to be getting somewhere. Now, the only thing that I'm really struggling with right now is this, the live stream. I don't quite know what I want to do. And I feel like at the moment it's just a free-form chat. And that's fine. And I think it's good. And as more people join, I think that we'll have more to go off, because there'll be more commentary running. But also, I'm not sure if we'll get to more commentary until the show offers something. So I'm in this catch-22 position where it needs something, it needs a hook to draw people in, and I don't quite know what that hook is yet. And I'm thinking of, you know, doing more of the news format and the whole, oh thanks guys, and, you know, discussing the week's current affairs, which I think is okay. But I also feel that for that to really work, I need to do reaction things, and I also need somebody else in the stream to bounce off. So it's a little bit dry. So I don't know. I don't know quite what to do here. I've thought of doing, you know, clarity. Don't know what that means, Red Rocket Pre-Sales. I know what clarity means, I don't understand the context. Possibly it's referring to something I've said that I've already forgotten, maybe. That happens. I'm synthesesic. off on a tangent. And when I was a child, I thought everybody saw the same world. I didn't realise that synesthesia is fairly unique. And so, yeah, learning. I didn't even know there was a name for it until I was much older, along with being a transsexual. Actually, I didn't even know that was a thing until I was in my teens. So, having synesthesia means that I perceive the world quite differently to other people. Like, I'm terrible at remembering people's names, but I know what colour they are. And in fact, almost everything that becomes significant in my world has a colour, and that's how I remember things. But of course, I can't. So when I see somebody who I haven't seen for some time, I remember their colour, but I don't know what their name is. And that's really awkward in social interactions, because I can't say, hiya, blue guy, because, you know, that doesn't mean anything to anybody. But also from another point of view, I'm really bad at names, and I'm really bad at remembering what I was just talking about. I have this really odd sort of short-term memory thing, because I can remember the colours, and I can remember the moods, and I can remember how I attach meaning to things, and even music and musical notes and things. They all have colour, and like dates and times, days of the week. Monday's blue, Tuesday's yellow. So you know, everything like that always has a colour. But there aren't that many colours, and so it gets a little bit, you know, odd at times in my brain. Donna Walker, hi, how are you? I know, that sucks. Well, I am well, thank you. We're having a good session. I'm celebrating reaching over 10,000 subscribers. Woohoo! Which makes me so happy. How did that happen? How did I get to 10,000 subscribers? That's just, I don't know. I don't really, no, I do know. I've been promoting the channel very hard, and I think people like the content I'm putting out, and I'm trying very hard to be open and approachable and chatty and discuss things, topics. I've got some cracking reviews in the can, by the way. Some really ridiculous beauty products, which I'm hoping they'll be edited in time for this week. Well, they won't all go out this week, but I've got some such ridiculous products in the can, so they're good. Yeah, they're gonna happen. Leanne Davis, is that Leanne? Leanne? Or another Leanne? Look at Miss Jinx, Claire in the house, how are you? All the cool kids are coming in now, this is awesome. Look at everyone joining up. And Beverly, look at you, Bev. Oh, Bev, I'm really sorry I missed your Terry Pratchett thing yesterday. I just didn't have time to get there. I was planning on coming down. The problem is I don't do people much. I don't really do the whole, you know, public people-y thing that often. So it's kind of meant that, and I was so busy yesterday. Because I have this weekend, while writing shows and while recording shows, I've also been trying to watch all the Marvel Cinematic Universe films to date, because, you know, ready for Infinity War. And yeah, I haven't finished with that yet either. So that was really, really busy. That made for exciting times. I saw, oh, by the way, Claire, I went past the shop earlier and I saw you behind the counter, and I waved from inside my car. So you probably didn't see. I'm just saying that I drove past earlier. And now then, this is a challenge. I mean, I can pronounce Charmaine, but I have no idea how to pronounce. I'm gonna try. Ogunbi. That is an interesting name. Wow. And hey, thanks for joining in. How are you doing? I have no idea how to pronounce your name, and I hope that wasn't offensive, because, whew. Isn't language amazing? Especially when, you know when, like, with the common alphabet, because, you know, those Phoenicians, bless them, right? But isn't it amazing how, I mean, to give you an example, even though you go to France, and we're in the UK used to pronouncing French things with, you know, in English, I don't know, Americans are not going to get this. But we will talk about Rue de Bayou, okay? And we'll just say Rue de Bayou, because that's how we pronounce it from Britain land. But then, if you're driving, as you do, and you'll cross the border into France, your sat nav will change to a native local speaker. So, so we're used to the sat nav saying, you know, head to Rue de Bayeux, turn right at the end of the road. Suddenly, you'll have a new voice going, Rue de Bayeux. And I did not do a very good French accent there. But it completely blows your mind, because it's the same word that you think you've been saying all the time. But when you hear the same alphabet, the same Phoenician, you know, characters being used to pronounce different words in different languages, I've really forgotten the point I was trying to make with this, other than words are amazing. Yeah, I've gone down the rabbit hole here. I don't know what I was saying. Help! Let's look at chat. Let's see what's going on in chat. Oh, okay, Nigerian's cool. Yeah, West Africa. Is it true? I don't know if this is one of those common myths or not. But is it true that when we see a standardized map of the world, things like North America and Australia and Africa are actually very different sizes and scales to what we see on the standardized atlas, on the standardized map? Because I've read this, and it's a tricky one to find out if it's actually true or not. But I understand, from what I've understood, that the continents are very different in scale and size to what we see in the... So I don't know why you would know, being in Africa. You may or may not know. Don't know why I'm asking, but you might know. Who knows? Let's see what's going on. What's going on? Oh, well, I was driving past quite quickly, so you possibly didn't even have time to respond. Thanks, Donna. Oh, Donna Morgan. Hi. How are you? I remember now. I thought it was you, actually. So, yeah, and thanks, Jules. Well, you know, well, I want my channel to be a thing. I really do. And it's becoming a thing. It's not really making much money, a few £100 a month. It's not really, you know, it's nothing anybody can live on. But the money it's making, I'm putting straight back into promoting it using Google and things. So it is creeping up, it is growing. And I think I'm finding an audience. But one of the, and I've mentioned this before, one of the problems that my channel has is because it has no focus, because the focus is really me. If you look at if you're a creator, you'll know what I mean about Nick's channel. His focus is all about how to create videos on YouTube. Well, I don't have that in this channel. My channel is all about, well, kind of me doing things, which is, I mean, that's such a, you know, an attention whore thing, right? But that's basically what it is. It's just me doing different things. So, and I'm trying to tighten the subject. Makeup is happening real soon. And, you know, I'm doing the clothing hauls and I'm showing the transition and all the surgery that's going on. But all of that has got a limited lifespan. I mean, by this time next year, the surgery's all going to be done. So where does the channel go then? I mean, there's only so many workouts I can do and diet plans and, you know, there's only so much I can do. I mean, on my weekly weight loss challenge, I'm already starting to get a little bit repetitive there because there are only so many top tips. Now, I've written about 30 of them, but after a while, they start to be done before, you know? And it's really important to stay fresh, to keep creating new content. So I can do reactionary content, so I'm reacting to what's going on, and I can do new clothing hauls, and I can do new makeup guides and the rest of it. But without a focus, the channel is really about me, which sounds so egotistical, it really does. So I need to find ways to keep that interesting and keep the engagement high and keep, you know, my own life interesting for the success of the channel. Hey, we do what we must, right? So let's see what's going on in chat here. Thank you, Sean. I'm so going to show that. You got tagged, Lizzie. You got tagged for profanity, but I'm showing it anyway because that's how we roll. Well, you know what, Bev? I was looking. I mean, so Beverly, she runs the YMCA nearby, and she did a Terry Pratchett like get together yesterday, and I think this would have been a really good thing to video blog. I just didn't have the time to get there. I think we need to do more of that and promote it as well. That's something else we need to do. And this is a local community thing, is just promote all the cool stuff that's going on. Oh, Red Rocket, you've got to go. Boo. We'll come back later. My sat nav when it talks when I get home, it uses the poshest cut glass accent to say Port Talbot you've ever. It's just nuts. It's just the craziest thing. La 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 la. It is true, is it, Lizzie? I'd heard that. I wasn't sure if it was actually true. And that's the thing. Australia looks quite small, but I've seen how many square miles it is, and I don't know how that works, considering other countries with similar square miles look much bigger. So yeah, Australia must be far bigger. It must be. I don't know about that. It's not really how to be me. I'm just me being me, you know? Because I am Badass Legend. You are quite correct there in your summarization of my channel. Let's see. Yeah, it's comedy's good. I love doing comedy. Comedy's fine. I'm trying to write jokes in. So this is something I try to do, and it's quite tricky because when somebody's editing it, they have to know that they know it's a joke. Okay, so. And some of the times we do editing, the punchline gets missed, and so the jokes are dropped, and that's a bit challenging. So I now have to put the jokes in the script so everyone knows it's a joke. For example, I've been reviewing, and if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you'll have seen this picture. I've been reviewing these face training lips. You put them in your mouth, and then you just recite the vowels. Very hard to say you. By the way, I've forgotten vowels now. A-R-U. Very hard to say you with these things in your face. But anyway, I digress. What was I saying? What was I even saying? I've totally forgotten what I was saying. Oh yeah, you is hard. So, and I made a joke about Angelina Jolie's lips if you were stung by a bee. But you need to like signpost these things that the jokes are coming. So I'm trying to write comedy into everything, and I also every single video as well has one meta reference, but that's also a problem because again the person editing doesn't always get the meta reference, and so they often get edited out, and it's a real shame because I don't know if you're like me, when you get a meta reference to something else in a video, it's like, I get it, it's a reference to some obscure thing. So I really like that. So I need to find a way for that to always make it into the cut somehow. But it's a little challenging, to edit all that in and to put the joke and the meta humor in. But there we are, I digress. It's all part of the rich tapestry of making content, right? La 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 la. Yeah, well, Donna, so I'm doing live every Sunday, 6:30 until 8 o'clock, give or take. I'm doing a live stream. I am thinking of live streaming. So next week, no, the week after next, I'm having surgery, and I'm thinking of doing some live part of the surgery. But also I think that ends up in a community flag for excess gore and graphic content. So you've got to be so careful with YouTube now, because they just don't want you to do this sort of thing. They want everything to be family friendly and happy, joy. So I probably can't do that. But there's so much I want to do. I really want to have... It just occurred to me that I'm breathing through my nose and I'm making a whistling noise. How did that happen? Yeah, that's gross. You have to be so careful with YouTube at the moment because they want everything to be family, and it's the same with sponsors. And if you want to grow a channel now, look what's happening with Philip DeFranco. Massive channel, one of the best YouTube creators that there is, and he keeps getting his videos demonetized because he just reports the news. YouTube don't even want that on the platform, so you've got to be really careful. You've got to make nice soft you know, family-friendly content, which I think means there's a big opening for an adult YouTube. Now, I don't know what that is. I know Twitch is pretty wild. That can be the Wild West at times. But maybe that's the answer. Maybe there needs to be another adult platform. I don't know. But YouTube are really slamming the creators who produce adult content at the moment. Ah, la 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 la. I hope so too. I mean, I like Sundays. Sundays are good. Shout outs. Well, that's all I've done is shout outs. I shout out to everyone. Hi, everyone. Literally everyone. Shout outs are good. My accent is Welsh. Although, surprisingly, lots of people seem to think that I'm like Mrs. Doubtfire. And you know, she's Scottish. And I'm not from Scotland. Hello, dear. I'm not even very good at doing Scottish. So, not particularly good at doing accents, full stop, it seems. As was just evidenced by my really bad Mrs. Doubtfire accent. So there you go. La la la, let's have a look what's going on. Yeah, I like meta jokes. Crichton's jokes are really good. They're very well written. Who's a sad coder? Oh, I see. 2 cameras? Yes, I have 2 cameras. I have several cameras actually. So it just makes it a little bit of variety, a little bit of you know. How's the training? It's very well, thank you. I'm really happy with how my upper body is developing. In fact, all of it. I think my arms, my shoulders. I don't know if I can show you here. So I think my upper body, you know, I've got good definition here. My traps are good, you know, my biceps and shoulders are strong. So I'm happy with that. The trouble is there's so much fat on the rest of my body that I haven't really seen what's under there yet. But that will all be revealed soon because of the surgery that I'm having in a week and a bit. So that's going to be exciting. I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be bizarre. I'm going to drop like 8 to 10 inches off my waist alone. Whew. That's going to be nuts. So I'm looking forward to that. That's the training. Saying Irish wristwatch 3 times in a row. No? Irish wristwatch, Irish wristwatch, Irish wristwatch. Oh yeah, okay. That's a tongue twister. Yeah, Welsh is cool. Welsh is good. It's good to be Welsh, I'll be honest. And yes, I am off. I'm off to Estonia a week on Tuesday. It's a working holiday, so I'm not taking any time off other than a few hours for the flight itself. My computer comes with me and my laptop. I work all the way through that, so it can be a little challenging. But I'm off comms, but I always work. The only time I don't work, and even then I end up still working, is if I go to Disney. I go to Disney World every year, and then I'll reduce my work day to about 4 hours a day. Then I'll just get up early before everybody else, get a few hours in, and I'll normally have somebody, you know, covering for me when I'm on vacation. But even then, it's not proper vacation. I tend to do working vacations. And I really should do full holidays. I really should do, you know, proper holidays, but it's so expensive if you do that, if you take time off work completely. Maybe life goals, you know. I know! I have so much collarbone going on. You can't really see them with this top. But, yeah, I have collarbones and necks and things. Although, an unfortunate side effect now, this is horrible, is, I mean, see, look. Adam's apple is starting to show. Now, one of the perks of being fat is my Adam's apple has been hidden away, hasn't shown. But as the swelling is still going down a little bit, and as the bruising and all that disappears from my neck, that's a bit of a... So that's got to be taken care of soon. Tracheal shave, just to get rid of that. It's annoying. They'll put like a trans sticker on your face, you know. But there we go. It's all part of the challenge of life, right? So, let's see. Let us see. What else is going on? Oh, I can't show that. can't show that. I can't show that. Ooh. What about? Oh, who watches Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Who watches Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Did you see that twist? That which was set up from season 1. I can't talk about it because what a spoiler, but oh my god. Talk about meta. Talk about setting something up years ago and it only now pays off. Boom! So that was if you watch it, you know what I'm talking about. So that was really good. Let's see. Miranda P. Hello. Oh. So I've seen you around. I've seen you online. I didn't know that you worked there too. How cool is that? I love it there. They have really good Subway. It's so handy to pop in when when you're in your... So Subway sandwiches. I'm a sucker for a Subway. Not gonna lie. Big fan of Subway. So yeah, and there's one just opened nearby, and it's so good. Tom Nash. Hello. For what ass movie? What? Oh right, I see. You mean Avengers movie? It's not porn, Tom. It's not. It isn't porn. Just saying. Ass movies, very different movies. Disney, not that big on ass movies, I'll be honest. La la la. Yes, it's for loose skin. Well, so it's for my underarm skin, which is all floppy right here. So that's going to go away. It's for, I'm having an interior corset. So underneath the muscles here and underneath my obliques and lower back, they'll all be tightened. So I'll have a, just it'll pull my waist in. And then I'm having lipo sculpture on my arms, upper body, lower body, abdomen. Everything is having all the fat sucked away, which is going to be nice. And then I'm having etching, abdominal etching done as part of the lipo sculpture around my main muscles. So it'll help define my shoulders a little bit more. Although my shoulders aren't too bad, you know. You can see in that angle there. Pull that back a bit. You know, they're all right. They're firm, so I'm happy with that. But I'll have some extra definition there and around my abdomen. So you'll be able to see my obliques a little more, and you'll be able to see my abs a little bit more. Well, a lot more, because at the moment they're surrounded in excess skin. And then ultimately the excess skin will be taken away as well. So that's the next procedure, is taking away the skin. And I'm doing the whole body, so I'm just working my way down. In July, it's penciled in, I'll be having a thigh revision, so it'll be inner thigh and a bum lift on that one. And then late July, August, maybe early June for part of that actually. And then going into August for buttock implants and thigh implants. So yeah, my total body, you know, head to toe is being revised. And I'm also thinking of having a Cinderella makeover on my feet. My feet at the moment are an 8 triple E, so I'm an 8 wide, which pretty much rules out, you know, Manolo Blahnik or Jimmy Choo or any of those designer brands. So I might have a Cinderella makeover, which will take me down to a size 7 standard fitting, and then I can wear anything I want then. So that's something I'm thinking about, but that's a vanity. That's purely vanity. Taking off excess skin and things. That's, you know, that makes sense. But I don't know about the foot surgery just yet. I'm considering it. La la. The Adam's apple procedure. It's called a tracheal shave. It's basically they shave the cartilage away. Just. Could do it myself with a box cutter, probably best avoided. Some juicy arteries around there and some blood vessels that might, you know, probably don't wanna nick one of them, do you? But yeah, basically it's just cartilage that they shave away. Let's get through the chat here. When all done, you could do a My Life Journey video. Well, I could do. I'm gonna do a getting to 10,000 subscribers video. I think that'll be interesting for people because, you know, this is my second channel, but the first channel just tanked. It was awful. So this is my second attempt at doing a YouTube channel. So I could possibly do something, you know, about that, which I probably will. But also, I don't really want to step on Brian or Nick's turf by doing YouTube how-to videos, even though I've worked with them a lot. And I hire Nick, you know, I actually pay for Nick's time to work on my channel, which is, you know, let's be honest, that's a huge part of my channel's growth. And we have calls and chats together, and, you know, he does a lot of my artwork for me. In fact, the graphics that you're looking at right here were done by Nick. These were, in fact, I think Nick's old live streaming graphics, which I repurposed. So, and I've learned an awful lot. But I don't like that whole, you know, learning from somebody and then going and selling it yourself. It just seems really grimy. And they cover it, let's be honest, of all the people on the internet. And there are others too. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. And I know the business model. And here's the thing. Okay, this is good business sense. And there's a saying: the richest people in the California silver and gold rush weren't the people who dug for gold. It was the people who sold the shovels. So there is very good money in helping people learn how to do. Everybody right now wants to be successful on YouTube. So I know I could, and I do get asked an awful lot how I grew my channel, but I just say go and follow Nick or go and follow Brian, and they will tell you how to do it, because my channel isn't about that. But I will occasionally do one, like I did the camcorder video, but only when it's directly related to my channel and its content. Ah, Miranda P, good to see you. Let's see. No, well, so Charmaine, here's the problem with doing that, okay? So Charmaine says, don't waste the fat this second, put it on my hips and buttocks. And I could do that. The problem is, I'm a bariatric patient. I have massive problems with my weight. And I recently had bariatric surgery. I've lost 17 stone. I've lost an awful lot of weight. Now, while it's tempting to use that fat on my bum and on my hips, it is tempting, because I'm bariatric, or rather because I'm a bariatric case, that weight won't ever stabilize. I will, even at my lowest weight, I will still gain and lose weight. And the problem then with using that stored fat is it'll be unstable. And because I want to go into bodybuilding, and because that will involve getting on a runway and having consistent weight, I don't want to use my own weight, my own fat for that, just because it'll be too inconsistent and unstable. So that's why it's going in the trash. I might use a little bit for some liposculpture, but I'm not depending on it to achieve the aesthetic that I want. I'm just catching up with the chat. Well, you know, a dark story, but many, many, many years ago, I found myself in the bath with a bottle of strong alcohol, a box cutter, and a lot of blood, because I was just coming to terms with the whole transgender thing. It's not something, it's a little bit graphic for this thread, this channel. But yeah, I've been to some dark places as a result. Look, I didn't even know there were names for it back then. So yeah, I jest about the box. It's a meta in-joke, which is only in if you're in my head. But yeah, that was, yeah. Top tip, not something you can remove yourself. You know what I mean? So yeah, gallbladders, oh, I've heard those, they suck. I've had two friends who've had a gallbladder removed, and it was not nice. It was a really, well, getting it removed wasn't too bad, but the pain of needing to have it removed, my understanding is it's very unpleasant. So yeah, I hope that goes well for you. Thank you, Sharon, that's really kind of you. Look, I feel I'm putting the hours in, I'm putting the, that was very meta. I'm putting the hours in, I'm putting the grind in, I'm spending pretty much another full-time job as well as my full-time job on my channel. I'm putting all the effort in, I'm trying to make it as good as I possibly can. I'm trying to learn, I'm trying to to write better scripts, to get better. Every single video I do a little tear down on it, a little burn down to see what could be done better next time. And it shows in my views. Not only is my view count increasing, but I'm also seeing an increase in engagement and an increase in retention, which is increasing higher than my subscriber count. So that's good. It shows that not only are the videos attracting a new audience, but the audience who are coming are engaged more and watching more. So that's good. So I'm happy about that. It's good progress. I think I've built my channel on a strong foundation. And it is slow. It's very slow building a channel that's based on such a broad, I want to say niche. Lifestyle is not really a niche though, is it? You know, and I still go back to the point I made earlier. I don't have a clear subject, but I'm having a go. And it seems to be working. And I think down the road, you look at PewDiePie's channel now, and he doesn't have a single focus for his channel. It's all about whatever he's doing, you know, it's just whatever he's doing. Books he's reading, games he's playing. He just plays a game sometimes for his entire show. And it's great, he does it well. So it can be done, but it's a slower journey, especially today when there are so many channels out there. So I just keep chipping away and hopefully it works out. I want it to work out so bad. You know what though, I really enjoy it. I enjoy doing this. The time goes so quickly when you start live streaming. I really enjoy doing this, and I enjoy creating content and all of it. So it's not hard. It's time consuming, but I never find it hard. I always find it, you know, a good investment. Let's see what's happening in the chat. Nothing going on in chat. Have I scared everyone away? That can happen. So, what are we talking about? I've completely lost the plot. I've drank my giant can of beverage this week. I've gone with a Monster because Red Bulls are just too small. Yes, you are, Bev. You're very engaging. I'm stunned. I'm considering I've only got a handful of subscribers. Even 10,000 isn't that many in the scheme of things. The comments that I get and the private messages that I get are amazing. And I love that. I love that people watch my channel and get something from it. What happened to my accent just then? I love that. I love that people... and I hate this sounds so cheesy and like I'm virtue signaling, but if my channel helps, because here's the thing, I don't know how many have seen my original pilot, my original episode, which was filmed almost 2 years ago at the hotel outside VidCon in California. It's painfully bad. It's, I mean, really, really, it's toe-curlingly bad. I was huge, not my biggest, but I was pretty damn big. I was awkward. There was no editing. It was terrible. It was a terrible, terrible first video. And I look back at that now and I think, okay, I've come quite a long way. So that's good. Excuse me. And I get people who have seen these early videos and they say that it's helping other people say, screw it, let's just do it. And it did it for me. I was with my friend Claire and her daughter Antonia, and they just said, look, that is how people see you though. That's not like it's not you. For me, seeing it, coming face to face with that reality was uncomfortable. But my friends, they saw that every day. So it was harder on me than it was for everybody else, if that makes sense. So I think what's happening now is people are seeing that I'm just putting it out there, and like the Fabletics video, which was uncomfortable. But you know what that means now? I can do another. So I've got the new Fabletics collection, which it's arrived. I have it right here. But I'm not going to do a try-on haul for that until after I've had surgery. So we've got a nice before and after comparison now. So, you know, It's fine. And I've also taken some photos in my underwear for the before and after comparison of the abdominoplasty. and you've seen my arms. I mean, my arms get shown quite a lot on the live streams and things. So we've got some good comparisons. I just really hope it helps. I hope other people get to see it and think, okay, that's what happens if we go down this path. So, you know. Sponsorship by Monster. That would be nice. I'd enjoy that. I like Monster. Good drink. Did I look sad? Oh. I don't think I felt sad. I might have. Can't remember how I felt at the time. Other than warm. I was in California. I think I had spent a lot of time not losing weight. Every year I'd say the same thing to myself. Every year I would be, right, next year I'll be in shape. Next year I'll get the weight off. Next year I'll be able to get on a plane and not need a seatbelt extender. Or next year I'll be able to pull the tray down to eat on my lap properly, not to have it at a jaunty angle because my legs are so fat the tray doesn't come down. So, and I never did. I never ever did. Every year I would travel to America and every year I was barely able to fit on the plane. So, yeah, so maybe I was sad. I remember it was October. I was in Orlando a year last October, and a friend of mine had just had bariatric surgery, and she looks incredible. She's lost so much weight, and I remember back then thinking, okay, I have to change the game now, because every year I keep promising myself that next year will be better, and it never ever was. And you know, they say, but only a fool keeps doing the same thing and expects the results to change, right? So then that's what it was. It was like, okay, what now? What am I going to do instead? What am I going to do to change the rules here? I need to change the game. So I did. I went for a mini gastric bypass, and boom, haven't looked back. Well, I hope so, Sharon. That would be lovely if that's the case. That would be really nice. And people say that's the case, so that's good. Yeah. That, but it's true. I mean, it's easy for me to say walk more, and I'm literally sitting at my treadmill right now. But that makes such a difference. Just trying to walk that extra bit of distance, if you can, or if you can't, do something else. I can remember actually when I was in hospital, the last time for the procedure, I came out of the theatre, and I was lying in bed like And this is something, I'm going to cover this in a separate video about surgery, but this is something that I get after every single procedure I've had. Massive remorse. And I now have to remind myself that it's fake. It's just coming out of anaesthetic and the shock to the system and that initial pain. But every time I've come out of anaesthetic, I'm always, what have I done? Why have I done this? I'm never having surgery ever again. This sucks. I'm so stupid. I regret my decisions. And I always feel that after surgery. So I now remind myself that right after surgery, I will have, you know, surgical remorse. So the last time when I had bariatric surgery, by the evening, I insisted on getting out of bed and going to the bathroom myself, even though the nurse wanted to bring a bedpan. I was like, no, I want to get out of bed. I want to walk. I want to start moving. And I honestly, I found the sooner I do that, the sooner that I start moving, the sooner I get the blood pumping around, the sooner I feel better. And there's other people who are recovering at the same time as me, and they're still in bed like, oh, I can't move, there's too much pain. And I'm doing laps around the ward by this point, or pull-ups on the bar over the bed or something, just because it's that important to start moving. And the sooner you start getting the blood flowing and your lungs pumping and your body starting to work, you're tired, it's exhausting. But I'm absolutely convinced that you heal better the moment you start telling your body to turn itself back on again. I don't know if there's any science to back this up, it's just how I feel. But, although I think my friend Sammy, who, she often pops into the chat, she's a nurse, and she says that. She says that they always try to encourage patients to get up and get moving and get mobile as soon as possible because it aids recovery. So that's good. Although, when I'm all stitched up and all this flappiness is gone and it's all stitched up, I'm not going to be able to train my shoulders or upper body for a while. Right then, I've got an idea. Who likes tattoos? Because I am going to have, a few months from now, when all this surgery is done, I am going to have an awful lot of scarring, like everywhere. I'll have scars on my back, I'll have scars on my abdomen, on my arms, on my legs, on my thighs, bum. Everything is going to be scarred. I look great, but I'll be covered in scars. So, tattooing. Now, if there's two ways I can go here, I can either go for like cosmetic laser or IPL and I can use that to hide the scars, or I can go for a full-on, full-body tattoo. And there's a piece of artwork that I remember from my childhood by Boris Vallejo, who's a fantasy artist. And he basically had, he drew a tattoo of a person with a tattoo. I know, it's crazy, but it's incredible. But this is basically it's a dragon, and its head is here, and it goes around your arm, and around your waist, and it's on your back, and it's on your legs, and its tail is everywhere. And then there's detailing that goes off in different directions. So I could use something like that to cover every single scar with this full body tattoo. What do we think? What's the thinking behind this? Because at the moment, my tattoos are mainly on my face. And my lips are tattooed, my eyes are tattooed, my brows are tattooed. So all my face that looks a bit like makeup, it's all permanent tattooing. I got permanent eyeliner, permanent lip liner, all of that. So what do we think about full body tattoos? What do we think? And what I'm thinking of doing is asking Beanie. I might hire Beanie to do some concept art, because I think that would be so cool, because let's be honest, who better, right? So what do we think? What do we think of this? I'm going to read chat now. Yeah, exactly, Jules. Move as soon as you can. Oh, I like English roses. Beanie's probably in bed right now. Beanie's from Australia. He's basically in the future. I'm picking my lips. So that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. And maybe I'll do a video about that. There's also something else I'm thinking of. My hair. Now, my hair is all extensions and weaves. My natural hair, I don't know if you can see here in some of the pictures, it looks quite fine here. Because that's my natural hair, and it's currently all pulled back in rows. I think they're called cornrows. So I've got tight cornrows all over my head. And then I have extensions weaved into those cornrows, which gives me all this long hair, which is great. But I'm thinking of having a different system. I'm thinking of having like a pull-through weave instead of a stitched weave, which basically means they undo all of the rows, and then your hair goes through like a closure, like it's a full head closure. So I'm thinking of doing something like that. So that's something else, if anybody has any knowledge or experience with those pull-through closures, let me know. Okay, what's going on in chat? Yeah, exactly, Sharon. You can get some really, really good artistry done, which covers all the scarring and, you know, stretch marks the same. Tattooing is amazing. Like a diary. Well, yeah. While I'm not ashamed of my past, of where I've come from, I don't particularly want to dwell on it either. My past happened, but it feels like it happened to somebody else now. My past wasn't me. Well, it was me. I don't want to say that it wasn't me, but it kind of feels like I have memories of a different person's past. almost all the friends I have now are either at a different level of relationship or are different friends to my old past. I have a handful who I'm still very close to. There's only 2 or 3. There's not actually that many. Most are friends since transition. So that old life and some of the things I did doesn't really feel like they're my memories. It feels like I'm, you know, in a Dean Koontz novel or something. I just feel like they're somebody else's memories. It's very odd. It's hard to put it into words, to be honest. Well, I may heal well, Nicola. My face has healed very well. I mean, you can't really see the scarring on my face now, which I'm obviously happy about. So, and I do heal. My body recovers well from scarring. But yeah, and that's the thing. I don't really want the odd tattoo here and there. I either want to go completely for it and do the works, or I'm not going to bother at all. So I'm kind of I don't really do if I go and buy something anyway, I said, yeah, I want the big one. In fact, give me 2. Just go straight for the top shelf. I want the big one over there, please. And that's something I've always done. I never go for the value option. I never go for the small option. I always go for the 6-pack or the pallet or the big one. Don't know why. Not the best value for money. I just do. Yeah, is the backing music good? I take myself off mute. Let me see. I never go for the value option. I never go for the small option. I always go for the 6-pack. I can't hear it because I'm talking. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I bought a load of backing tracks and songs from like Rocket Stock and Shutterstock and all of those places, and that's one of them basically. Is it boring? Should I change it? Does it get in the way? Does it annoy people? Or is the backing track about right? What do you think? Should I change it? Also, should I put jokes in my scrolling text? That's tempting to do. I don't know. What do we think? Ah, gosh. So here we are. It's Sunday. I've been filming all weekend. Lots of news has happened. I've managed to get to over 10,000 subscribers, which is dead cool. That's good, right? That's a good end to the month. That's a good way to see the end of April and start May. I'm happy about that. Curiously, YouTube. I've been talking about what I want from YouTube, but I don't know what are you doing? What are your goals with YouTube? Is it to make a living from YouTube, to become a full-time creator and make it your day job? Kind of is for me. Down the road a couple of years from now, I'd love to be in that position. Or is it just something that's a hobby, that's fun and engaging with an audience? What is YouTube? Because I know I've seen a few people have put their entries in for Nick's thing that he's doing, where what does YouTube mean to you? And I've recorded a few pieces for that. But what if you got your own channel? What are you trying to do? What is your end game? What is your goal with YouTube? Do you even have one, or is it just something you're trying? Because I see so many people who they start a YouTube channel and it's as if they feel they're owed success. It's as if they feel that they're owed people to come and watch them. And that's not how it works. If your content isn't interesting, people are simply not going to watch. And yet they feel, well, why aren't people watching me? And I said, well, you know, and this is something I said on a group the other day. If rather than asking why aren't people watching you, ask yourself why you aren't watching the millions of other channels that exist. It is probably the same reason that people aren't watching you, okay? Now, I think you get to a certain point, and I think that's probably true of everyone here who's a creator. And that's a case of we're just waiting for exposure. I think if more people see us, more people will come to see us. I think all the channels here are good channels and they put out good content and they're worthy of time. But you see some channels which is not in that category, and so oddly, they're often also the same ones that don't want to put any effort in. They feel that they shouldn't have to put any effort in, that they can just get other people to do the work for them and like they're entitled to success. So yeah, so let's have a look in chat. What's people saying? I watch a lot of YouTube. I like YouTube. Oh, good job, Sharon, on 20k. Well done. I'm going to open up your channel and take a look, because I thought it was a different channel to that. I must be looking at a different channel. That's cool. Yeah, I want to do it full time. I really enjoy doing it. And I think I've got some rough edges that need to be, you know, polished. Certainly think the live stream needs some polish. But, oh, did you enjoy it? Thanks, man. The, I think my hair was crazy, and I'm a little annoyed that the stylist didn't, you know, didn't brush my hair in the parting the right way. Yeah, I've got some jokes in there. They'd be funny. The problem I have with earning money is because I'm used to having a good income, which comes from being a contractor, then it's tough to replace that income with a YouTube channel that doesn't really make any money. So I'm definitely playing a long-term strategy here. It's a long-term plan, which is one of the reasons why I haven't worried too much about building my channel into a niche, because I'm looking further down the road. I have the time, but it's also frustrating. Like, why? I don't want to have 1 million subscribers yet, you know? So, it's infuriating sometimes. Oh, I see, Sharon. Yeah, well, maybe. It's picking up now. I've picked up like 2,000 or 3,000 in the last month, which is, and don't get me wrong, I've been promoting it hard. I've been using paid advertising on Google and on Reddit. I've been sharing my videos on YouTube, on Twitter, on Facebook, all over the place. So I have been promoting it pretty hard. Because I think it's only now I feel that if you watch the last month of videos, I think everyone is quite good. And that hasn't been the case since the channel started. It's only now I'm in a position where I think, okay, these videos are okay. You know. Oh, Bev's giving us a joke here. And that's true, Lizzie. Slowly does win the race. I'll have to look at some more of your content and see if you're interested. Perhaps I can help or give some constructive, feedback. I've seen your channel though. It's good. Let's have a look at the latest video. See what's going on there. Yeah, because I wanted to talk to you about. There's a thing for small houses. A milliput. It's like a putty for making accessories like teacups and things for houses. And I was going to talk to you about it, and I can't remember why. Oh, I just read Bev's joke. That's a very good joke. Oh, nice. Nice. So I've gained 30 subscribers in an hour. Why aren't they watching the live stream, damn them? How dare these subscribers subscribe to me and not come and join the live stream? Grr. I mean, really, I still don't know the best way to go with this live stream. I still don't know what the best focus should be. Because I can do this. I'm reading Beverly's joke. I know where it's going. It's really good. And I can do this just this free-form chat. And it's lovely for engagement. And it's really nice to be able to chat to people. I love that. I love that two-way thing. And I think that right now, because it means that it's the people who watch all the videos that are in the chat and getting it, you know. I think that's nice, and it keeps it quite personal and intimate, so that's good. But also I think it'd be nice to appeal to a wider audience. I'm thinking, and this could be a little brave, but doing a makeup look, applying makeup and doing a different look of the week or something. Because I did think of perhaps doing an eating plan, doing, you know, a diet or something like that. But I don't think that's really going to be that interesting to anyone. You know, and I'm not very good at cooking anyway, so you know, I'll probably not do that. I don't know. Do I use tag words when going live? No, I don't. I'm really bad. Claire, yeah, but we could, and this is the thing, I could bring people in. I could bring people in on a live stream, do some collabs. That would be good to do. I could do well, all sorts really. It's just finding out what the subject is going to be, you know. I don't know. I think the whole idea of doing Fact Cow Live, which I did a little bit of this week with the news and the current affairs and events and things, is good for conversation, but I'm not sure how well that comes across as a format where there's this level of engagement, where we have this, you know, chat. It's really tricky, isn't it? It's really tricky to find the right formula here. Did you see Brian's show when he started digging into people's content, when he started actually viewing some people's videos on his stream? That was really good. That was really interesting. But I don't want to go down that route. I think I can tell what makes a good channel or not. I think I know enough about that to do that sort of thing. But it's done, so I really don't want to do that. Yeah, it's a good joke, that is, Bev. Maybe that's what I could do. Maybe I should do reading out hate comments and reading out jokes live. That would be good. There's a lot. I get a lot of really good comments, so maybe I should do jokes. Send you jokes and I'll read them out on the live stream. I wonder who Mr. Potato was. He had a very limited vocabulary, bless him. Some people are, I don't know, not that smart, but then if you're a potato, I guess. Oh, yeah. Okay, so where are we at? This has been very, very, very meandery. Very, very, what's the word I'm looking for here? Vague this week? Kind of chatty. Yeah. And even though this is probably the most prepared I've been for doing one of the streams, because I had some topics and I had some headlines and I had some stories lined up, I haven't really stuck to them very well, have I? It's been a little bit loosey-goosey in the chat, which is fine. And somehow we've managed to fill nearly an hour and a half. Live streaming is so bizarre. It's so not what you... It's almost never not the show that you expect. Would that go down well? If I was to do a get ready with me, if I was to apply makeup during the live streams, do you think that's a thing that would be interesting? Or how about a try on? So you know the topics for the video, the shows I already do. What if I was to do some of those topics, but as part of the live stream? That could work. I feel like I already mentioned this idea last week and then I promptly forgot about it because I didn't know what colour it was. I don't know. What do you think? Is that an option? Is that something we could possibly do? I do play the drums and I play it singing. I play the drums better than I sing. Look at you, TNT, subbing to everyone like crazy. That's awesome. I should do tag words. I really should tag my live stream. The problem is I often don't know what I'm going to be talking about. It's very, it's kind of made up as I go along. So it's kind of hard to know what I'm going to tag. If I was able to stick to a definite format, then I could start tagging it. But honestly, I don't know how much value there is in tagging live streams because they'll pick up quite a few views. They normally get about 200 views over the next few days, which is fine. But they disappear very quickly. People don't really watch a repeat of a live stream more than a few days after it aired. So I don't know if I need to worry too much about putting meta and stuff in. And because I'm already recording 3 or 4 other shows a week, then my time is so stretched that putting extra time in this one as well, I don't know when I would fit it in. I was trying to get back up to 5 shows a week, but I think I'm at capacity with 3 recorded shows plus the live show. I don't really think I can fit any more in. I just have no more time. The only way I could possibly write more would be with if I was to hire a script writer, and that's something I've been thinking about. There are companies that do editorial where I can send them topics, and then they will write a draft script, and then I can add my personality to those and add some humour. So that's something I've considered, is hiring an editorial team as well. One of the perks I have of being self-employed, of having my own business, is that I do have some extra cash, so that I can use that cash to grow my channel, and that means hiring subcontractors to help with the work. As you've seen, my editing is done by other people now, and it's great. It takes the pressure off me. So. What's Pamper Lives? Or Makeup and Pamper. Yeah. So that's something I could possibly do. What about gaming? So okay, I mean the group that's here right now are arguably some of the best creators in this little social group. So what about gaming? What if I was to add some gaming content to the channel? Because I don't do any gaming at all. How much interest? Because at the moment my channel is really around weight loss, makeup, exercise, trans. It's all on that sort of collective live stream. I do tech and gadgets, but only when cool whip. But only when it's relevant to my sort of core subject area. Gaming is really outside that. But I like gaming. And I think it's a fair bet that I'm not the only person that likes gaming. So what about gaming? What if I was to add some gaming in? Just a thought. Oh, Sharon R. No problem. Well, I'm wrapping up in a few minutes anyway. We're getting to the end. Thanks so much for joining in. I really appreciate you coming in and commenting. That's awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Yeah, the trouble is, I don't sit still easily. I can't get to the point where, there we go, that's done, and then just tread water. I have to, I'm a little bit old school where I feel if I'm not growing, I'm going backwards. And I kind of feel the same way with the channel. If I'm not evolving the channel, if I'm not pushing it forwards, it's stagnating, and then I lose interest. So I have to keep it growing for... See, meta. Yeah, yeah, thanks, Sharon. See you in the week, or see you in the next video, or see you in the next stream. Bye. So that's, yeah, maybe... I don't know. Okay, well, then. This has been an hour and a half of saying the words and the chatting and what have you, and that's been cool, and I've enjoyed it, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Oh, I shouldn't say you guys. Here's something I'm trying to do, and it's really hard to do. I'm trying to do that Elvira thing where she refers to everyone collectively in the first person, so I only ever use singular terms, and I keep forgetting, and I keep referring to followers and subscribers, and I'm really trying not to. It's hard. So I think it's time to wrap this up. I think I'm going to I got another film to finish before the end of the day, and then I'm having a curry, because, you know, curries are awesome. That's TNT's fault. Thank for that. So I will see you all. I will see you in the shows and in the comments, and I'll be on your own channel watching, because I like your channel. It's really good. Thank you so much, as always, and see you in the next live stream. Bye, gorgeous. Bye-bye. Bye.